Hope you're well. My name's Aman Sana and I'm going live today with Priya, who'll be on shortly. I've just been having some tech problems, so we're a little bit later than normal. Priya's here. Hang on. If Priya, you just request that I can let you in. Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about what is lucky girl syndrome. So I put a go about, if you know what this is, it's a new craze on TikTok. Some of you did know what it was, some of you didn't. So hi Priya, you okay?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I was just apologising to everyone for being a bit late because I know we said 7:30, but I've had some tech problems. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
okay.
Actually, anybody that joins and is on EE, let me know if your network's down because I think mine is.
Oh no. So I am having some work. We're doing renos, and they've been so quiet all morning, and right now they just started drilling. So if it's loud, I apologize.
So we're just falling apart collectively.
Yeah, pretty much. Not so lucky today.
Yeah. Today, okay, my name's Aman. For anybody that doesn't know, that's on here. I'm a self-worth and confidence mentor, and I help women transform their mindset, tap into their emotions, and balance their energy so that they can live a life that they're excited about and like waking up for. Priya, do you want to introduce yourself? Hi, Mandy.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I'm Priya from Limitless by Priya. I am an energy worker, healer, manifestation coach, transformation coach, and I just help women step into their limitless potential. So, we're all living from a higher vibration and consciousness towards our best lives.
Yes, so when I came across this, and anybody, as you're dropping in, just drop us a hi and let us know if you've ever heard of lucky girl syndrome. So when I kind of came across this, I was like, Priya, have you heard about this? And so I was like, should we go live about it? Should we talk about it? So lucky girl syndrome, for those that don't know, is a new phenomenon, if you want to call it, on TikTok. So it's a new craze on TikTok in which people are calling it lucky girl syndrome. And that means that they are, for me, I feel like basically just using affirmations,
Yeah,
right?
pretty
And it's a
much.
group of girls that are like, oh, we're really lucky. I'm so lucky because this, and I'm so lucky because that. Can you still see me? I've just had a call come through. Apologies.
Yeah, you're still here. You're still here.
Okay, I am just gonna, that's fine. Um, I'm so lucky because X, Y, Z. I'm so lucky because X, Y, Z. But for me and you, and for many people that have been in the manifestation world for a while, they're
Mm.
simply affirmations. But lucky girl syndrome has blown up on
Yeah,
TikTok. And there's two sides of it though. You've got some people that are like loving it and like, yeah, it's changed my life. I tell
yeah,
myself I'm happy all the time. And then there's another side of it where people are saying it's all the same types of people. You don't know what it's like to be struggled and people that are triggered basically by saying, how can you just say
yeah,
that this has changed your life when you're telling yourself you're lucky? Now we
yeah.
know that there's different sides to that, so I'm going to hand it over to you to have a little chat and
Sure.
explain. And guys,
So
if you have any questions along the way, do drop them in the comments.
So I'm really not with it on TikTok. So when you sent this to me, I was like, oh my God, this is blowing up. What the hell? And then I went over the article that you sent me, and it's like, yeah, it is of affirmations. It's based off the law of assumption, which has blown up on TikTok and quite a lot. And it's based off the teachings of Neville Goddard. Now, a lot of stuff from Neville Goddard, and I hate to say this, but has been misconstrued so much, especially on social media. So the law of assumption, things like manifesting specific people into your life, manifesting your ex back into your life. So I was already a little bit cheesed off by this whole TikTok fad about all this.
Marginalized, and like we've got a couple of
Yeah,
people messaging already. Gurj just said, like, you've got to take action, and we're going to come on to that. Gurj,
yeah,
the inspired action, and Mandip saying it seems really basic and just like
basic, exactly.
conceptual, right? It's
Yeah,
like, oh my God, this is new, and it's basically just been packaged in a different way.
again. Exactly. And the same thing happened with The Secret. And a lot of people got to know about the law of attraction
Mm.
because of The Secret. So the same thing's happening. And it happens again and again. It happened back in the day with Think and Grow Rich. That got popular again. So this is not new knowledge. It's been going on for centuries. And those of us who are fortunate enough to be in this world of manifestation and have this awareness, it's amazing. But like you said, a lot of people are getting triggered by it as well because it's not just, oh, think positive and positive things are going to happen. Because
Yeah.
growing up in the South Asian community, you try and tell your mom and dad you're depressed. They're like, "Didn't question anywhere. Nothing's wrong with you. Like, get on with it." So it's not about this toxic positive world either. Like, we all have traumas. You must be trauma informed. You must be healing, but at the same time using, the laws of the universe in synchronicity with each other from a higher level of consciousness.
So for anybody
Um,
that may not be, anybody on your platform will know because they follow. For anybody that doesn't understand, like kind of grasp the language that Priya is using. So when she means toxic positivity, like obviously we want people to be positive, right?
mhm.
Positive mindset. But what toxic positivity is when you're ignoring what you're feeling and like what she just said,
Exactly.
that doesn't matter, cushion hard, get over it. Let's just
Yeah.
think positive. You don't want to be positive, positive, positive because you have to feel what you're feeling, and that in itself is a blockage of manifestation when you're not
Exactly.
allowing yourself to flow or your energy to flow in sync. That
Yeah.
in itself blocks what you're trying to manifest. And how we just touched on, things being repackaged like The Secret, the Stuck Girl Syndrome, Think and Grow Rich. And it's brilliant because it
Mm.
is a brilliant way, we want this message to spread far and wide,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it comes with what we're here to kind of talk about and explain to this comes with a caution, like a little warning sign, yeah?
Yeah.
Just lucky girl syndrome in itself is not going to be the most amazing kind of long term
Yeah.
fix for manifestation. Short term, it might be great and you get like,
Hmm.
woo, but long term, you've got to put in the work and you've got to put in the healing. And what we mean by that is subconsciously, anybody that's in mine and Priya's world we talk about subconscious all the time. It's like
Mm.
the base of everything, right? And subconsciously we feel things, we believe things, and
Mm.
these are the things that I could tell myself with affirmations all the time. And I always I've done a reel about it being a Jenga block of thoughts. I could
Yeah.
tell myself all the time that I'm lucky, I'm this, I'm that, but if my body doesn't believe it subconsciously, it's not going to happen, right? Hi, Ralph.
No, exactly. Hi, Rab. No, I 100% agree. And somebody, who was it? Mandeep, do you think it could may do more harm than good? If you're not using it properly, then yes, because there's been so many cases where people have come to me and they're like, Prayer, we've tried manifestation, it hasn't worked. I feel like a failure, it causes me anxiety, and there's a way you need to be guided in the right way. You don't learn manifestation from social media, you don't learn manifestation from reading books. Somebody mentioned earlier you need to take the action, but I always
Mm,
say, and I think you really agree with this, is the first step to manifestation is healing, because when you have those blocks, you might be intentionally trying to manifest, but these blocks know better than what your mind is trying to achieve right now. So unless you go through the healing process, those manifestations aren't going to be accelerated. You're going to keep facing the same blocks or failures or roadblocks until you overcome whatever it is that you've
guys, just
experienced.
to give you an idea, like I start, I have started all a lot of the time with mindset when I work with
Yeah.
people. That is changing a little bit now, the more I'm kind of growing into the energy work that I do.
Mm-hmm.
But just to explain to people, in our whole self, there's four parts of us: the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional. And all these four parts have blockages that are overlapping. So if we're mentally like, yeah, we can do this, woo, let's go, there
Yeah.
might be an emotional block somewhere. Or if we're physically saying, yes, let's go, let's get out there may be an emotional block or a mental block.
Yeah.
I think it's so important to explain that in our bodies, we have like a cellular DNA and cellular
Mm-hmm.
memory. So we might be able to trick our brain into reprogramming and reprogram our brain. but our body remembers. So if
Exactly.
we've worked with somebody, and you will have seen this as well, when you work with a client and, you know, this part of their mind
Mhm.
reprograms and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good enough. I can do these things. The body holds on to, yeah, but do you deserve it? Right?
Exactly. So either way, we can operate from imposter syndrome, whether we think we're lucky and being delusional. You have to truly believe it. And in order to get to that point, you have to go through the healing process. I truly believe that the universe works in my favor. And it's not just me saying it because I'm trying to manifest everything. Like, I really, really believe it 100%. And because of that, you know, you activate this particular activating system to now work in your favor.
Yeah.
So now all the situations in your life where you're not lucky, they get filtered out, and your brain now focuses on all the situations where you have been lucky. So this
Yeah.
filter, now you're in control of it, which is amazing. And essentially, that's what we do with affirmations. And then you have these scientists saying, oh, it's a fad. But it's not a fad. There's evidence-based approach, cognitive behavioral therapy. There's principles of affirmations that have been evidence-based. So it's not a fad. You just need to know how to apply it correctly in your life.
And two things on that. When people are like, oh, it's a fad, oh, this spiritual mumbo jumbo, whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
When we talk about your energy field, you
Mm-hmm.
have an electromagnetic field
Field,
around you.
exactly. Yeah.
So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to kind of touch on with RAS, if nobody's heard of that, like Priya said, the RAS
Yeah.
in your brain is something like, imagine, like, you know, when you think of buying, okay, say if you want to buy a yellow car, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you see yellow cars everywhere. So this is what the RAS is. So it's part of your brain that kind of makes you aware of them. They've always been there. It's not that there's more yellow cars on the road. It's that your brain is actually filtering them through because you're thinking of yellow cars. So if you think you're lucky, your brain filters through all the times that you've been lucky, and every time that things are working out for you in a similar way that when you're in a lower
Exactly.
vibration and it's like, oh, I'm really down at it. Hence, like attracts like, right? Because if you feel
Yeah.
you're and you're feeling like nothing ever works out for you, then that's what you attract and that's what you see as well. We've got some comments
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
Playing devil's advocate, Priya, if you think the universe works in your favor, doesn't that make you a lucky girl?
It does. I am a lucky girl, Mandeep. I never denied it, but I don't think I'm delusional about it.
I
I
think
truly
what
believe
we're like
life.
is the
Yeah.
packaging of lucky girl syndrome itself. We are lucky. And I
Yeah.
literally just half an hour ago was having this conversation with Rav on here. I was like, we are so blessed. We're so
So
blessed
blessed.
to have these
Yeah.
problems we have in our business. We're so blessed to be going live and so lucky to be doing all of these things. So,
Yeah.
like,
Honestly,
sorry,
every morning I wake up and I'm just feel so blessed and feel so lucky to be breathing, because there's a point in most of our lives that we feel like we can't breathe because so many of us go through anxiety, right? So just the fact that you wake up and you can take a deep breath without your heart aching, that makes me a lucky girl. So it is all about how your perception on life as well. And again, the law of perception. Yeah.
yeah. Guys, as we're talking, if you do have any questions, let us know. But so we've spoke about kind of healing and spoke about unblocking in different levels and layers.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to take them one step further?
Go for it.
So if you want to go one step further into this spiritual vortex, if you want to call it, there's so many other things that are involved, like your karma, the
Yeah.
beliefs that are, we have control of beliefs that we think. Actually, I say
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of time we don't, because they're in our subconscious and we have to reprogram that.
Reframe them. Yeah.
But there's also generational beliefs, there's
Mm-hmm.
ancestral beliefs, there's karmic imprints within us that so many times, let us know in the comments who has ever heard, oh, this is what happens in our family. Everybody, all of my mum's side have this, or all of
Yeah.
my dad's side have this. Let us know in the comments if that's the thing. Oh, in our house, in our family, the eldest from each family does, you know, there's a reoccurring story somewhere
There's always
often.
something generational happening. Addictions is a huge one. Yeah, also things like cancer or illnesses that are passed down, or just behaviors. Where I was like, yes, Mandeep, yes.
Yeah. Behaviors, addictions is a huge one, like you've just said. So addictions can be generational, and you just say, oh, everybody in that family, they were alcohol based, whatever. It's
Yeah,
it's passed down, and these are also things that I need to be
mm,
worked through in order to allow the flow of your energy and to
yeah,
unblock these beliefs and behaviors are passed down. And these are things that you can work on too. I'm not saying that you can't manifest without working on these, right? But
yeah,
the manifestation is so much bigger and more powerful and more long term when these things are worked on. And I would probably say you have to consciously manifest less. Would you agree? Once you've worked on.
yeah. It's because when you heal from these things, you are now operating from a place of alignment. And I think we're both about being aligned, right? So when you're in flow, when you're aligned, it's not so much intentional manifestation because now you're in flow with the universe. Now you're working alongside the universe rather than being in resistance and be like, I want this. There's no want anymore. You now become a magnet for your desires. Why? Because you've healed from those blocks. You've let them go. You've surrendered. But in order to do that, you need to bring them up to the surface, right? So you need to feel them a little bit more in order to be able to let them go. And once they're gone, it doesn't mean that they're gone forever because we're always on this healing journey. But like you said, your manifestations are automatically enhanced because now you're in complete alignment. You're not
Yeah.
resisting anymore, or you're not
Yeah.
in a,
Some are
sorry.
past, some happen unknowingly, and some we have chosen to believe. Yeah, that's so true. Sorry, Priya, I just cut you up. You were talking.
No, that's okay. I can't remember what I was going to say now, but
So
yeah,
you were
I completely
more
agree
in
with Gurj
alignment
too.
and flow.
Yeah, it's all about being in flow, pretty much.
Things we've touched on, inspired action. So for anybody that doesn't know what this is, you can be a lucky girl. Go for it. If you want to have lucky girl syndrome, go for it. And if you want to package it up as that, by all means. But we want you to be fully well informed of
Hmm.
what the full package is. Yeah. So if you lucky girl syndrome isn't just, or manifesting isn't just sitting down and saying, oh my God, I want this and getting it. You've got to
No.
take the action to do those things. And like you said, the universe always has your back. So you might start taking action on something and you
Hmm.
get redirected because every rejection is a redirection, right? Because that
Exactly.
might not be the right thing for you that the universe
Hmm.
has ready for you. So be very mindful that you have to take action and you're going to take action and want to do that, but your action might be redirected. Do not let that dishearten you. Just take it as redirection. Number one. Number two is the energy behind manifesting. So, Catherine Zankina talks about this a lot when she's like, okay, so what if you just were like, I want to manifest a car
Hmm.
because I can, for the hell of it? Wouldn't it be fun?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun if I manifested this? And the energy behind manifesting is so important because you don't want that needy energy behind it.
No.
I
That's
don't know how
exactly
you,
what I was going to say. So that
yeah,
want creates desperation, right? So we're not operating from an energy of desperation anymore. And that's where the alignment comes in. But also just getting to know who you are at your most authentic core, because
yeah,
so many people want things just from who they are right now, who they believe themselves to be. But when they shed all the stuff that they have been told that they are, or they've been told to believe, or that they've taken on upon themselves, once they shed all that and now they're operating from their most authentic core, a lot of these wants disappear. And like I said, you come into alignment and what you really desire starts appearing.
because also some what you're saying, the wants can come from ego, right? And I'm
Mm.
a typical example of that. So for a long time I've been wanting an Audi A7. I'm manifesting an Audi A7. I can get it, and I've shed. And I've realized that I really like my golf. I really, really like my golf.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I've been trying to manifest an
Yeah.
Audi when actually it's just ego. Like other people around me have got nice cars, so I wanted like an even nicer car than my golf. But I really love my golf. So I'm just going to read some of the comments here again. I've worked with you both as my healing journey is ongoing, and often what we manifest are those quiet voices from the soul versus, yeah, quiet
Exactly,
voices.
Rav.
Listen out
I
for
put it
them.
back myself.
So
And
definitely,
actually, so Pav is on here. So I worked with Pav on AA a few years back, and she was so scared of the spiritual journey because she thought in order to be spiritual and manifest, you know, you have to, like you said, let go of the ego, which we do. But you can be spiritual and bougie at the same time too, guys. You
yes,
don't have to get rid of what you truly desire. If you really want that Audi S7 or you want that bougie house, you can do both simultaneously. Again, because you're operating from your authentic core, and having these things allows us to operate more from our authenticity, so we can be our authentic self without it. But if we have all these things, guess what? We have more to give, or we can be more of ourselves. So don't think that you need to let go of everything and all your worldly desires in order to be spiritual and manifest. You can be spiritual and bougie at the same time.
a belief that a lot of people hold, isn't it?
Mm,
And that is kind of religious conditioning, generational conditioning. Oh,
yeah.
money isn't great. You can't be a good business person and be spiritual. Like all of these are conditionings, and beliefs are
Yeah.
just upon us that we can constantly change. So with when I explain the needy energy behind manifestation, what I always
Mm.
kind of say is, imagine if you, has anyone ever had a friend, drop in the comments, has anyone ever had a friend that always wants to be around you, like is really needy and constantly messages? How do you feel to that friend? You're just like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So if we're needy with the universe and we're like, but I want this, but I want this, oh my god, I need this, the universe is going to be like, dude, chill out.
Exactly. And then it's going to give us lessons, and we're always going to be getting lessons, but now the lessons are enhanced from the universe. Like, girl, you need to go heal and deal with your shit.
Yeah. So personal experience manifesting, if I've had, you want so hard, but you got to have the action. You're going to get that. It will not happen overnight. Yeah, it will not happen overnight or on your doorstep. It starts from you first. It's an amazing cock. Rob's still talking about the idea 7, but I don't manifest the ego once. Yeah. So the ego once for me has also been something, especially in my business when I've kind of, well, I mean, that's a bloody good example. Okay, people do that with weight loss all the time. Yeah.
I can see that happening, yeah.
So I had an ego want with, and I think a lot of us start off with this in our business and want the big months and the big revenue and the big sales. And so many coaches that I speak to, it's when we turn into service that we actually find that we
Oh
flow more.
yeah. So one thing that I'm so huge about now is impact over income. And it's because when you realize that actually your purpose is so much bigger than it being a business, like I'm operating from purpose now. This isn't
Yeah,
a money-making scheme. Like, of course, there needs to be an energy exchange, as with everything, but impact over income, you drop the ego now, it's gone, right?
yeah, 100%. And like, you know how you're saying you have to be in alignment with yourself to be
Mm.
manifesting these things. Rather, I'm about to do it. I'm about to out myself. So I have now for the last few months been energy clearing,
Mm.
and it's something that I haven't shared with many people. But the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even, I've been doing it more, sharing it on stories more, and I
Mm.
just feel so much more in flow. And it was that thing that, oh my God, are people going to understand? Are people going to know what is this? Um, I've done 7 energy clearings this week. 7.
Wow, that's amazing.
Amazing.
It's
And I know
brilliant.
that this is
Yeah,
what is for me because I'm in alignment with it now.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and I can just feel that the flow is coming. And this week I just feel so much like I'm home in myself.
That's amazing. Go, good for you. And you can see it when your face lights up because you're like, this is me. This is what I do. This is what I can do. It's
Right?
amazing. You're owning it.
And to give you guys a super, super, super honest version of
Mm.
what does it manifest you when you're in alignment, I launched a group program that didn't sit with me, that
Mm.
didn't sit right with me. And it didn't go well. The launch didn't go well. Why? Because it didn't sit well with me, right? I am
You weren't
scrapping.
aligned.
I wasn't
Mm.
aligned with it. So I'm scrapping that group program. I've gone back to basics and I'm recreating it and I'm
Mm.
redoing everything. It's like rebranding, putting it
Amazing.
together again. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm sitting
Mm.
with my energy clearing. And it's quite funny actually because there's 2, 3 people on that I've actually booked in
Oh,
or having,
brilliant.
yeah, Mandy said I'm having a lot in this session. So
That's
that
amazing.
shows, and I'm manifesting my
Mm.
stuff through being in alignment. And you have done that so much, moving to Canada and everything.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But I went through something similar because I recently got engaged and like my partner's amazing, but I was so scared. I was like, his family are gonna think I'm batshit crazy, right? Because people don't know about this lifestyle. What it is. So
How do I
yeah,
send my progression to them?
so his sister followed me on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to be a little bit more normal. And then I was like, wait, what am I doing? Like he loves me for who I am. And like his family will love me for who I am because, you know, I'm going to be amazing to them. They'll be amazing to me. But I went through this whole thing where I was just like, oh my God, like they're going to think I'm crazy. And then I remember saying to him once, like when we first met, I was like, yeah, I've got to do a past life regression today. And he's like, well, what is that? Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, here we go. And I was like, so I was like bracing myself, grounding myself, like, okay, this is gonna be it now, deal breaker. He's gonna be like, no, this is too much for me. Somehow he was very embracing of it. He didn't like fully understand it, but he was very embracing of it. He's like, tell me more, like this is so cool. And I'm like, okay. But then when I speak to my mother-in-law to be, I'm like telling her a little bit about, you know, my work, and she's like, yeah, how was your day today? And I'm like, I don't openly and be like, yeah, we did some crazy stuff. This lady went into one of her past lives and turned out to be this and this. I'm like, I can't say that out loud to my mother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're always owning, like working on owning ourselves because there's some parts of you that you can't share with everyone, and that's okay too.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that's a huge thing, that if you don't feel like you want to share everything, that's okay. But for me and you, when it's our work and when it lights us up, it's
Yeah.
like it's like silencing ourselves, and
You can't stop. Yeah.
it doesn't work. Right. So anybody wants an energy clearing or past life regression, hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun journey and we get to do what we love and help others at the same time. So it's cool.
For sure. So if there are no more questions about Lucky Girl Syndrome, we will let you go. But in a nutshell, in conclusion, if you've heard about it, great. Use it. Basically, use your affirmations, but do the work around it as well. Be well informed. Even if you've heard people, if you hear people talk about it and they're fully immersed in it, send them this live. Send them this live so they get a better idea of what's surrounding it. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if they're young girls, because I've noticed it's a lot of teenagers that are starting to implement this. That's where they're the most vulnerable. That's where your anxieties and your things are going to start to kick in. So
Yeah.
being informed is the best thing that you can help them
I think
do
you hit
or
the
be.
nail on the head. Young girls, the first, my focus group was my nieces. I'm like, guys, who's heard of this? And they're like, yeah, I've seen it. Put it on my mirror. I use it all the time. I was like, okay. So
Let's
I was
start
like, oh,
again.
let's go. Right. You've got your affirmations on the mirror. Great. I love that. So what else are we
Mm.
doing? What else is going on? Is there a way you can share this on TikTok? Mandy, so I think you can go live on TikTok, but I don't think Priya's on TikTok, and I'm not really
So
TikTok
I'm
about.
on TikTok. I just don't use it very much, so I have no idea. But if we can, we will. Maybe it's like a YouTube thing. We can repurpose it somehow.
Yeah, yeah. We'll try and repurpose it somehow for you guys to share, or we'll share within our emails as well, even maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
sounds good.
and that's it, really. So thanks for joining us. I hope
Thank
that
you
has
for
got you
having me.
well informed. Everybody else is well informed. Good luck talking to you again.
You
Um,
too.
and we'll
And if
speak.
anyone is in Birmingham, I hear you're doing an event soon.
I am. I
Tell
am.
us.
So I don't know why I didn't do it. Sunday, the 23rd of April, is my in-person event, Authentically You. It is at Five Rivers Restaurant, and it is going to be amazing. We're talking all about balance and coming out of the hustle and into the flow. So I have got an amazing guest speaker, which I haven't announced yet, and she is a trauma response coach. She's absolutely phenomenal. But not only that, we also have activities that are going to be helping you get in touch with your inner child. So it's going to be a really fun-filled day. There's only 40 ladies because I like to keep it nice and small and intimate. If you're not in Birmingham or Walsall area and you do want to be involved in something, I do also have an online activation this Monday. So Monday the 13th of Feb, ladies, Galentine's, treat yourself. It's an online activation healing session on Zoom. So the link is in my bio. You can head over to that and sign up. And Priya, are you still taking people for
So
your...
Authentically Aligned is full right now. Yeah, completely full. It's full. I've been doing like interviews and calls all month, so I'm so happy to say that spaces have gone. But yeah, come and check me out for more fun stuff. I'm doing Reiki level 1 and level 2 in March, so that's super exciting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Guys, give us a follow, check us out, and see if there's anything on our pages that you resonate with, that you want to work with us. Share the love, share the life. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Aman. Take care. Bye.